Kyle Brubaker, and thank you for joining me on this week's edition of Talking It Out with Groff Funeral Homes and Crematory. One of our followers from our series on how we provide you unmatched convenience and ultimate peace of mind reached out to us with a question. And I'd like to thank that person, which is Megan Gray West. And her question was, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, the younger generation, why is it important for them to plan their funerals in advance, maybe even pay for their funerals in advance, and at least have that conversation? Get started by having that conversation. That's a great question, Megan, and we'd like to thank you for submitting that question. That's what we're going to focus on today. So the younger generation, they may be at a point in their life where they're getting more financial independence, and they're starting to think about things such as life insurance and things of that nature. And one of the things that the younger generation may be tempted to do is to get one life insurance policy that would cover everything, would replace their income if they were having to pass away, would take care of a potential mortgage, maybe student loan debt, maybe paying for college for their younger children. And while life insurance is a great thing, and it can be an okay way to pay for a funeral, it's not the best way. So with life insurance, you're setting money aside that can be used at the time of your death, but for the funeral industry, life insurance doesn't guarantee your prices, doesn't freeze the prices, doesn't lock it in. So if someone is between the ages of 30 or 40, part of the younger generation, life insurance is a great thing. But if your goal is to prepay your funeral, the best thing to do is go talk to your local funeral home. They have products that are better adept for your needs in that purpose. Also, you may have a situation where if someone does pass away at a young age, which is a terrible thing, more likely than not, you haven't had those conversations. So your loved ones are really going to be at a loss on what to do because the death is so unexpected. So whether you prepay the funeral or not, it's always really important to at least have those conversations so your loved ones aren't really at a loss. And another factor to this is if you pass away at a young age, and you don't have a living spouse, your next of kin would be your children if they're 18 years or older. That's who the funeral home would go to as the main decision maker. And obviously I don't think we want our children, our adult children, to be having to make those decisions at such a young age. Thank you for that question, Megan. And anyone else who follows us, if you have a question, please submit it and we will do our best to address it in a timely manner. Thank you for joining me on this week's edition of Talking Out with Groff Funeral Homes and Crematory. And as always, we'll see you next week.